Morning, guys. It's about 6:45 on Sunday, July the 28th, and I am currently at the Beegum Trailhead to the Rabun Bald Trail. The Bartram Trail cuts in right up here. We'll be intersecting with that in just a minute. But just got you out for a little bit of a day hike. And this is the trailhead at Beegum Road. There's a little bit of parking here, not a whole lot. You can't block people's driveways, which is fine. And there are two trails. Interesting Jeep here. It was a good looking Jeep when I first saw it, but the front passenger side quarter panel's trash, and he's got a flat tire on the front. So hopefully he's got a compressor. Might be a hiker up top, camped out for the night. We've got a compressor in the Honda in case he needs it, but hopefully he has what he needs to get himself back on the road. Anyway, so it's been a while since I've posted anything, and decided to get out this morning. Been trying to get out for a while, but decided to come out this morning and take a little bit of a hike. So hopefully this will be a good hike. You guys will enjoy it. I'm gonna try to film a little bit on the Hubson, the quad that I've got, and so we'll see how that goes. See how the winds are up top. It's about an hour hike up to the top. Right up here, you can take two different routes. The right hand side goes up an old logging road, a Forest Service road rather. There used to be a Forest Service lookout tower at the top, and the left goes the official trail up to Rabun Bald. Got a little sign here, Chartreuse Blaze. So hopefully it'll be a good hike. Still a little dim out here. Like I said, it's about 6:45. It'll be about another half hour before it lightens up really nice. But just a little day hike to get out for a little bit. So hopefully the weather will be fantastic for us, but hopefully the hike will be good, and hope you enjoy it. So this isn't even 5 minutes up the trail, and this is where the Bartram Trail comes in from the right. Sorry, from the left. So the Bartram Trail comes in from the left and joins the spur trail up to the summit of Rabun Bald, and Bartram Trail actually goes straight across. And this way goes to Hale Ridge Road. It's about 4 miles, I think, maybe 2 miles. I have to look at the map and see. But that way goes to Hale Ridge Road, which is right on the North Carolina Georgia border, I think. Or it may be totally in North Carolina. I'm not sure. But the trail continues on up. But as you can see, trail down in that direction. Trail to the left goes back down to the parking area. Trail straight or to the right goes to Hale Ridge Road. It's a pretty nice trail. Steady incline the whole way. it's not there's not a whole lot of flat until you get to the top. That's okay. About 10 minutes in, trail comes up and takes a sharp turn to the right, and you see the first, well, one of the few overlooks, kinda, on the way up. In the wintertime, you can see way out in there, sun's starting to make its way up. It's not too bad of a hike. Like I said, still a constant ascent up the trail. It's quiet today. It's nice. You can hear the birds. Heard some church bells going off in the distance. I guess they were chiming 7 o'clock. So that'll be nice. I always think when I come to a place like this, what it would be like to camp right here. You know, there's no water up here that I know of. Maybe a simple stream seep or something a little ways up, but not any reliable water sources that I know about. So you'd have to pack in all your water. Not really a place to put a hammock back there, or a tent for that matter, but still nice. So maybe 30 minutes into the hike, the trail comes up to a pretty good sized parking area where the other road that I showed you earlier comes into the trail. And a lot of times, if somebody's camping up here, they'll drive up to this point and park right here. That's where the road comes in. A little firing here. Plenty of space for a tent or hammock. And trail keeps going this way. There used to be a sign here that said something like Rabun Bald 800 yards, but I don't think that's accurate. I think it's more than that. So anyway, this is kind of the halfway point. The logging road, or the old Forest Service road coming up, I'll probably go back that way just to let you see what it's like. But every time I walk down it, I think my truck could make it up this and park right here. It's kind of interesting. Probably 10 years ago, I hiked this trail and came up here, and it was like February, and it was freezing. It was like 10 degrees outside or something. The rhododendron leaves were all curled up and that sort of thing. Got to this point, and there's a truck sitting right over there, idling, and I come through, and you can see a lady asleep in the front seat, a guy outside trying to get a fire going, and I don't know, the only thing I can figure is they drove up here to camp, or maybe they wanted to camp at the top, and it was just too cold, and they were freezing, man. They must have left that truck. It was a diesel, but they must have left it idling all night long with the heat on. But it was cold. You can't hear it, I'm sure. But I always forget until I come out here. All you hear out here is bees buzzing. And there just have to be some huge hornet's nests somewhere out there. I'm not going to go find them. But there must be some huge ones out there, because I always hear it. No birds right now. That Jeep, maybe some folks camping up top. We'll see. This is a very popular trail. A lot of folks do day hikes on it, like I'm doing right now. But generally later on in the day, generally this time of day, it's 7:25 right now. generally nobody's up here. So we'll see. About another half hour at the top. It keeps going up, so you'll hear me huffing and puffing on the way up, but we'll show you some of the trail. Hope you enjoy it. We're going that way. Still yellow blazed. And we're officially on the Bartram Trail right now. So we'll turn you back on shortly. I don't want to say the trail levels out, because it never does. But it does become less steep once you hit the ridge line. Camera-wise, I'm still using kind of a generic GoPro. I think the name is ENKO or something like that. And a handheld gimbal, which the new GoPro Hero 7, as well as DJI just came out with a action cam with a forward facing screen that I think is going to give the Hero 7 a run for its money. Both are about $350. I think this camera was around $50. Gimbal was probably about the same. And I just got so tired of filming shaky footage that I got this gimbal and just fell in love with it. And just like that, we come to a little trail junction. Seen this sign before. 1.6 miles. I said 1.5. Close. I've never hiked the Three Forks Trail. I'm going to one of these days. Hale Ridge Road, where we came 4 miles. Warwomandale that way. Either 14 or 15 miles, depending on which one you believe. Little bitty campsite. And just like that, we're here. We'll go up top in just a second. That fire smells fresh. I'm assuming, and I don't know, that this is the way to the Three Forks Trail. I have to read up on it. See if we can make a loop hike out of this. I don't think you can without walking like 10 miles down a gravel road. Nope. Nobody camping out tonight. And this is Just while we hike here. These trees are starting to grow up. I would love to be able to tell you what each of the peaks are. And I know there's an app called Peak Finder, but I honestly don't know. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. I'll give you a little more footage shortly. Actually, that might be the Three Forks Trail going down that way. I'll show it to you. That path going down that way. I don't even know if you can see it or not. Right through the woods like that. That might be the Three Forks Trail. I'll turn you back on shortly. I'm going to sit down and get a bite to eat and just enjoy this view a little bit. Thanks for watching this with me. We'll turn you back on. Yeah, this place, I don't know, something about it. If you get a chance, hike it. It's not too bad. Per the science, 1.6 miles from Beegum Gap. I'm gonna saddle up right quick and try to hike a quarter mile on down the Bartram Trail, because there's supposed to be another trail that cuts off an old Forest Service road. I'll try to show it to you on topo map or something as part of this, but it's supposed to follow Big Ridge down, and I'm speculating that Big Ridge is the ridge that you see going right down through there. You see it? Ridge line going down, a couple of humps out that way, then it goes on down that way, and it ends up fundamentally on Sarah's Creek Road, which is right near the Sarah's Creek campground. That's a neat place, very primitive, but Sarah's Creek's beautiful. If you get a chance, check that out too. And I don't know, maybe 3 miles down that way is where it hooks into Sarah's Creek. But I want to hike down there. Like I said, about a quarter of a mile. I'll show it to you. If I find it or not, I'll log back on before we leave, before I end the video, because I want to show you the logging road, or the farce, or the road going back down, the alternate trail. And want to hike down that way, see if I can find it. So wish me luck. I'll turn you back on shortly. Came hiking down a spur trail that I found about a quarter mile down the Bartram Trail. It was kind of, I'll show it to you on the way back. It was kind of overgrown with brush. Looked like somebody had piled up brush, but this is a very, very well trodden path down through here. And I think this is the trail along the Continental Divide. I've got my GPS tracking, so I'll overlay that on a topo and show it to you when we get back. But this isn't a remote bushwhacking kind of trail. It's kind of odd right here. You can see where it looks like maybe an old Forest Service road. You just go straight down through there, but the trail cuts back over in this direction and then turns back, I guess, to the back in that direction. It looks like a very well used trail. I was very surprised when I saw it. I'll show you back here. It looks like somebody's been doing some pretty serious trail maintenance down through here. I mean, not light duty stuff either. So this might be a good option for a loop hike, or not a loop hike, but an alternate hike down through here. Never even heard. I did a web search on the, I think it's Big Ridge Trail, and didn't see anything. Saw one article on it. That's it. I have to check my hiking books when I go back, but you can tell right here there's somebody has been doing some pretty serious cutting there, and here, and even right here. I mean, that after that fell down, it was cut. So like I said, I've got my GPS on with tracks, and I'll overlay that on a topo and show that to you guys as part of the video. But even the smaller stuff like this laurel up here, somebody took a saw to it and cleared it off. That's been cut. And this up here, that's been cut. This would actually be a pretty nice alternative for camping up on the Bald. If you wanted to catch a sunrise or something, I mean, even back in here, you can see there's some ferns, but plenty of room to hang a hammock. Plenty flat enough around to set up a tent if you were so inclined. I'll show you where the trail veers off of the Bartram Trail as I go back through. It was kind of overgrown. I had to go through a few, maybe 10 yards of brush to get to this. I don't know if that's purposeful or was purposely done, but I'll show you where it veers off. There was interesting rocks sitting there too, 2 rocks, which made me think that somebody had put those there to mark this. But I want to come back here like maybe in January after hunting season's over and check it out. So I'll show you, I'll turn you back on when we go back up and show you where the trail comes in. But I would call this a win on the Big Ridge Trail. Once again, it's supposed to follow the Continental Divide Trail from here all the way down to a place that's like Beegum Gap or something like that on the topo map, down near Sarah's Creek. So I think it's about 3 miles, something like that. So anyway, that might be a real good wintertime hike. I'll turn you back on when we get back up. Okay. So this is where the big ridge trail comes back into the Bartram Trail. And you can see this rhododendron right there is falling over what I guess used to be a pretty open path. Maybe it just recently fell over. You kind of have to go through a little bit of roughage here. But this is the Bartram Trail as it goes down. And kind of what makes me think this is the thing is there's a couple of rocks down there. Put it in an interesting way, almost to point, hey, that's the big ridge trail down through there. And the Bartram Trail keeps going back that way. It's right before the first big switchback coming down from Rabun Bald. So coming up this way, this is what it looks like. Right there, you see the rocks down there. Trail goes off to the right, back in there. But anyway, that's interesting. Probably about a quarter of a mile down from Rabun Bald. It's downhill all the way. This trail opened up a lot, but there was probably, I don't know, a couple hundred yards of, I don't want to say brush, but low weeds that look like they could hold ticks. So I did a tick check. This time of year out here, you gotta watch out. But anyway, hiking back up to Rabun Bald right now. And I'll turn you off until we get to the point where the trail goes down the road instead of the trail came up, because I'm probably gonna walk the road back just to show you what it's like and give you an idea of it. But I'll turn you back on then. So back down at the junction where the Bartram Trail hits the road. On my leg. And you guys saw this earlier this morning. And instead of taking the trail, sorry, not the, I guess, it is the Bartram Trail, yep, where the Bartram Trail hits the road. Instead of taking the trail back down, I'm going to take the road back down. I think it's actually a little bit longer. It's been years since I've hiked that way. But you guys saw this earlier. This is where the Bartram Trail Yellow Blaze goes up to Rabun Bald. It's an old road. I think most of these trails back in here are old Forest Service roads. But it goes and kind of circles around the side of the mountain that or hill, whatever it is, that we climbed up. And comes back down pretty much at the same place that I showed you earlier, where the car was at. But it's a little different. If memory serves me correctly, there's a couple of washouts down here. It'd be interesting to go across. So two things. First is bring a saw. Second is stuff like this would that would give me a little bit of a pucker factor there. Going up that in my truck. I'm with you. In a proper Jeep, that's probably something to laugh at, but in my truck, I don't know. Probably a no. Probably what I'd call a no in the truck. Okay guys, made it back to the parking area. Jeep's still there. Still has a flat tire. Hope they're okay. If I had to bet dollars to donuts, I'd say he probably rolled on that trail up there and either made it down right here or had to have it towed. But anyway, trailhead got a little more packed. Passed a number of people going up both the road as well as coming down the trail. Hope you enjoyed it. Rabun Bald day hike. I love this place. I've hiked this Rabun Bald I don't know how many times, but it's a fantastic place. If you get a chance, come see it. And it makes a great day hike, or if you want to overnight, pack in water, because there's no water up there, but the views are fantastic at sunset. And like I said, it doesn't get checking myself for ticks here. It doesn't get dark up there, so that's absolutely, I don't know, it's just awesome. So give it a shot. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. I'd appreciate that, or any comments. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.